Hi, welcome to the Deep Dive Demo Series. I'm Shaheen Razak. I'm a Senior Director in the Product Management Group. ExposureIQ allows you to understand the distribution of your exposure across the globe, whether it's in modelled or non-modelled regions. You can view hotspots in context to those portfolios and create a more balanced book of business. You can unify your data sets in a single source of truth. And you can gain deeper understandings of potential losses through an intuitive and flexible user interface. We support key workflows like event response and allows clients to leverage that world-leading science that you're already accessing, but through a new mechanism. You can understand your impact of an event before, during, or even after that event has taken place. You can access high-resolution RMS hazard maps so our customers can build really sophisticated deterministic solutions. So let's have a closer look at ExposureIQ. We've uploaded this portfolio using our EDM upload. Many of our licensees can get access to insights in a few minutes because of this reason. They could just simply upload the EDMs to have access to and start accessing those insights instantly without having to do any messy data conversions or data transformations. A few clicks and you're ready to go. We're going to start by building some intuition around the portfolio that we're going to analyze. So before you run an accumulation, you want to make sure that you understand the portfolio, understand its geographic distribution. There are multiple ways of doing this in the app, so we can look at the global portfolio, locations in areas we have models and areas we don't. The scoreboard gives us details around the portfolio, so the total insured value, how many accounts we have, how many locations, which perils it covers. And in this example, we're going to focus on the US. These circles represent risk clusters, a number of locations in each of these areas. You can drill down and see a little bit more context. And then you can drill down all the way to a single location and get some more details about it, which account it's on, the occupancy, construction, etc. Everything you want to know about that location, which could be driving losses at the portfolio level. Next, let's look at how our TIV is distributed. This thematic map shows us where we have high concentrations of TIV as well as low concentrations. TIV is interesting, but they really want to exceed exposed limit. You want to understand what your losses are after any policy terms and conditions have been applied. So let's look at this portfolio in the context of peril, in this case earthquake. The thematic map, where we're seeing the red layers turned on, shows us where we have real concentrations. It could paint a very different picture to the TIV that you're looking at in the previous screen. Again, thanks to our global geocoder, we can do this for any region. You can view these metrics across geographies regardless of where your risks are. So how do we build a deterministic scenario? So there's several options. You can run accumulations by country, admin 1, admin 2. So that's in the US again. Let's use that as an example. It could be at the entire US level. It could be every county in the US or at a zip code level. But you can also run ad hoc accumulations. So let's say you have a predefined zone or simply want to see your concentrations in an area of concern. Well, we've made this pretty simple. You can either type in those areas or click on the map like we're doing now. You can also leverage hazard maps to build a deterministic scenario. It's the same hazard layers that have gone into building our probabilistic models. Using RMS hazard information helps our customers build a more consistent view of the risk. So when they're comparing accumulation results based on that hazard map we're showing now, and then looking at the modeled loss, they've got a lot more consistency than using third-party data, for instance. With ExposureIQ, you can overlay these hazard layers on your portfolio, look at where your locations are falling, but also build pretty sophisticated deterministic scenarios. We're allowing you to change the damage factors for each one of those hazard bandings. In fact, you could do that based on line of business as well. The next accumulation type we're going to cover is the spider analysis. It's an analysis used by many of our customers across multiple market segments. It allows you to understand highly granular concentrations in your book. So if you want to understand the highest 250 meter circle anywhere in your portfolio, you can do it by running spider. You can select the area that you want, so whether it's a huge area like the US. What we've done is invest in optimizing our engine so it can scale across large areas, or you can pick a very defined area like the one we're looking at now. You can disregard the circles if they overlap or choose to keep them, another new function that we've added. You can set the radius, whether it's a single circle, or if you want to do concentric circles, you can, where the damage factor decreases as you radiate out the center. Then you can view your results on a map. You can sit down with your underwriters and explain exactly where those top circles are and which locations and accounts are driving those losses. So event response is clearly a very important workflow we support. One of our aims is to reduce the steps it takes for you to understand your potential loss when an event is about to hit or has just hit. Today, our event response service provide a huge array of assets, and they provide it through our client portal, OWL. Our customers have to download these assets and then upload them into their GIS system, overlay their portfolios, set up accumulations, and then run them. One of our first steps of automating this process is to integrate event response into ExposureIQ. When those assets are available on OWL, they're also available in ExposureIQ for our customers to quickly use. It eliminates that process of having to download files and then upload them into your own systems. They're there in ExposureIQ ready for you to use. We've also extended this to our HWin product set, giving you the ability to access those files as soon as they're available. HWin produces real-time and historical wind field analysis in the Western North Atlantic, Eastern Pacific and Central Pacific basins. They also produce real-time wind and storm surge forecasting products for the North Atlantic basin. In this example, we're looking at the forecast track probability for Hurricane Zeta based on the 27th of October. It was initialized around midnight UTC. This was before the actual strong Cat 2 hurricane hit landfall. For our customers, they could quickly view the track on their portfolio, overlay that with the locations, then they can set up an accumulation, set the damage factors based on the different wind bands, and then run that accumulation to view the results. They could quickly understand which locations, accounts, and policies could be impacted by this event. As a quick sneak peek into what's being delivered later this year, we want to talk about some of the investments we're making. One of the investments is into improved reporting capabilities. One of the biggest frustrations that our customers are experiencing today is the ability to slice and dice their portfolios with the tools they have at hand. They would find it difficult to answer questions from both internal and external stakeholders, whether it's a senior manager asking about what's driving their loss or an underwriting team wanting to gain more information around their book of business and to understand where they should be growing. Our flexible reporting module will give you a more intuitive but powerful way of gaining insights into vast amounts of data. Another major capability we'll be releasing later this year will provide another level of accumulation analytics. Single portfolio analytics are important, but for many of our customers, wanting to run an accumulation across hundreds, if not thousands of portfolios is critical, so they can understand how a single accumulation can impact their entire business. We're releasing capabilities that will allow them to accurately build a picture of their business, capture exposures for both their insurance and reinsurance businesses, and accurately capture the outwards reinsurance they have in place. Then run a single accumulation that will allow them to understand exactly which parts of their business are driving their losses. Thanks for watching the demo deep dives. Hopefully today you saw how ExposureIQ can give you deeper portfolio insights, allowing you to understand the distribution of your exposures across the globe, how you can leverage RMS science through our hazard layers and our event response service so you can make more informed decisions, as well as accessing this through an intuitive user interface that allows you to build highly complex and sophisticated deterministic scenarios that your entire business can leverage. Thank you.